So Latinos for Trumps are actually blaming, they are blaming black folks. Why are black folks not coming out for them? Why are black folks not speaking on behalf of them? Why are black folks not doing this for them? In fact, why are black folks not automatically babysitting them as far as I'm concerned? Because the last time we checked, they were warned, they were told, they were informed. Black folks actually tried their possible best to educate them. Even last year, when a lot of protest was going on, black people actually showed their face. But right now that black people are saying, mind your business, let me mind my business, we can no longer be babysitting you, because yes, when it happens to us, every single person is on the run. Every single person don't want to come out for us. But when it comes to black folks, every single person wants black people to actually come out. They are now crying, they are now wiling their mouth for what they actually use their own hands to choose. Anyways, I'll allow you guys to watch this video that I have for you. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. If this is the first time tuning in, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in today's episode. With that being said, let's get right into it so that you can hear with your ears and let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's get right into it.
Being from Miami, I don't know how to feel about Cubans being in their find out era, because they took over Miami, and it was to the point where you couldn't even find a job unless you spoke Spanish. And even if you spoke Spanish and you wasn't Cuban, you wasn't getting that job. And I give them a lot of credit, because before their family or friends would leave Cuba, they would already have a job, a car, and a place to stay by the time they reached Miami. Like, they really set up their people very, very well. They even had a wet foot, dry foot policy. Where they messed up at was thinking that they thought becoming a Republican was going to make them turn. And the whole time they're speaking Spanish. And a majority of them didn't even bother to learn English, but yet they thought they were. And my main question is, what is the difference between Fidel Castro and 45? Until then,
This message is for Cubanos for Trump. Took away your parole program. Cubans, Nicaraguans, Venezuelans, and Haitians. He just took it away from you. We are officially in fuck around and find out season. Welcome to episode 1.
Did you know that Cuban deportees, especially the ones that are political dissidents and the ones seeking asylum in the U.S., face a significant risk of torture when they come back to Cuba? So when we ask ourselves, when will Latinos for Trump open their eyes, specifically the Cuban ones? The answer is they never will. And there's no better example than the Cuban for Trump than El Funky. He's a Cuban rapper that's currently facing deportation and possible imprisonment in Cuba since his music helped fuel anti-government protests in Cuba. Someone that's been really silent about this case is self-hating Marco Rubio, a Cuban himself. It's a perfect illustration of how much Marco Rubio has changed up during the Trump presidency. Even just a year ago, I'm sure Marco Rubio would have been the loudest person about this case. It's also a crazy example of how much Trump has changed up about Cuban immigration policies. For decades, the U.S. has rolled out the red carpet for Cubans, despite Trump refusing to help these Cubans who have overwhelmingly voted for him. They are still very much pro-Trump, including the rapper El Funky. Talk about fucking around and never finding out.
My whole family is immigrants, so you would think, hey, I'm pro-immigrant. He can offend Cubans tomorrow and I wouldn't care, as long as my life is better and my peers are enjoying their life as well.
As a Latino who was born, raised, and still lives in the city of Miami, Florida, that is of no surprise to me whatsoever. That's literally the most normal thing you can ever see in the city. A lot of people in the comments section are in disbelief, like, wow, you're a Latina, you're a woman, you're an immigrant from Cuba. How can you support somebody who is so hateful towards migrants, towards women, towards so many different groups of people, right? I understand that completely, and I agree with the sentiment, but what you guys are not understanding, and what Kamala Harris, what the DNC does not understand, is that Latinos are not a monolith. The voting base of Latinos are not a monolith. A lot of people struggle to understand, why do Cuban voters support Donald Trump so much, overwhelmingly? I think it's something like 65, almost 70% of all eligible Cuban voters vote for Trump. Not only vote for Trump, but why do they go so hard for the Republican Party? And the answer is, it's due to several factors. Number one, Cuba has been under a communist dictatorship for 60 plus years, one of the longest running dictatorships in the world and the longest in Latin American history. That has obviously caused very deep-rooted trauma in generations and generations of Cubans, more than anything Cuban migrants that have moved here to the States. And guess what? The Republican Party has utilized that fear and that trauma to their advantage, to have Cuban voters vote for their candidates. How? Motivating them through fear. Claiming that the Democrats are communists because of the socially progressive things they stand on their platform that they advocate for. And all that makes them vote Republican and has been the historical trend for many years, even more so now with Donald Trump. Number two, and this might get some of y'all mad, but there's nothing I can do. No me importa, it's the truth. The Cuban community, Cuban migrants, have benefited from the most favorable immigration policies in the history of this country, in the history of U.S. immigration law. There is a law that still exists, by the way, called the Cuban Adjustment Act that was passed many years ago in the 60s. And this has allowed for Cubans who arrive to the U.S. to adjust status very quickly. After 1 year and 1 month, they're eligible for permanent residency. Not asylum, no. Permanent residency de un solo. This program has also allowed for Cubans to receive refugee benefits, housing benefits, benefits of all sorts, from the 60s all the way up until now. So they're not a community like Hondurans, like Mexicans, like Central Americans, like a lot of other communities that have to endure the issue of being undocumented. They don't have a history of that. We do. So the majority of Cubans that, have established themselves in this country have done very well for themselves. Cubans in the demographics, if you see the data, they're some of the richest migrants in the Latino community. All you have to do is come to Miami, successful business owners, attorneys, doctors. They're very successful people overall. So a lot of Cubans in the community fall into the model minority myth. And because they have been able to adjust so quickly, they have been able to obtain legal status. Once you have legal status, you have benefits of all sorts. You can apply for public assistance, education assistance, etc. All things that many other migrant groups, not even just Latinos, don't have access to when they first arrive to this country. So I'm not saying all, but there are many people in the Cuban community who look down on other Latinos. Due to this, difference in immigration legal privileges, they look down on other Latinos. And I can tell you this for a fact. I'm a Honduran American. I was born and raised in this country. I'm not an immigrant by any means. And my whole life, I've heard the whole term tira flecha, meaning arrow thrower because I'm Central American. I've heard many, many different things from the Cuban community being told to other immigrants who are just as Latino as they are. But due to this disparity in privileges, a lot of people in the Cuban community see themselves as more, as better. I'm not like you. Just like that girl in the video, she's not like us. She's more American than us because she has legal status, because her family and generations of Cubans have had access to all these wonderful things. So what the DNC, what the Democrats need to do is tap into this, understand this. Understand that we as a community are not monoliths. Mexicans have their own immigration history, their own history in general. Central Americans do, Colombians, Venezuelans. There's similarities, but there's also many differences. And if the Democrats don't understand that, they will never, ever recover the Latino vote. Ever.
A lot of hate, and I might lose followers over it, but I don't give a damn. I'm going to say what has to be said. I've seen a lot of people recently on my For You page, especially Latinos, saying, why is the black community not speaking up about what's going on around immigration? Why are black people not supporting the Latino community? This, and that. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think that the Latino community deserves the support of the black community. And the reason why is because the black community didn't vote for this guy. The Latino community did. We, the Latino community, and I'm speaking about all of us, are the reason we are in this shithole that we are in. Because over 48% of Latinos voted for Donald Trump. It wasn't black people who put Donald Trump in the White House. It was Latinos who put him in the White House. So now that we're getting screwed over by this guy, I'm sorry, but we have to first take some personal accountability and look at our uncles and aunts and brothers and sisters and friends who are Latino and voted for this guy. And before we expect other communities to come and save us, we need to start educating our own community because we are now seeing the consequences of our own actions. And yes, I would love to have the support, of other communities and be all united in this front. But I also understand the frustration black people have because, like I said, they saw what was coming. They didn't vote for this. Look at the numbers. I'm not making it up. It was Latinos who put this guy in the White House. It wasn't black people. It was us. And so before we expect other communities to come and save us and do all the work, we need to first recognize that we fucked up. Not me, because I didn't vote for him, but many of us did. That's the sad reality. But anyway, hurts? Yeah, but it's the truth.
Why do I keep seeing posts asking where the black community is for the Latinos? Some lady was like, why isn't the black community speaking up for us when we spoke up for y'all during BLM? What? Sorry for being an asshole, but I feel like some of y'all forgetting the reason why you and your marginalized group have rights is because of the Black American civil rights movement. Your parent is illegal, but you were born here, so you're a citizen. Why do you think that was able to happen? It wasn't because of you. It was because of us. Every civil liberty that my grandmother and my great-grandmother and my great-great-great-grandmother had to fight for, y'all voted against. When we were telling you that it would be in your best interest to vote for someone who looked a little bit more like you than a white man. But y'all didn't give a fuck. Remember Latinos for Trump? That's what got y'all here. Why is it my job to save a community that voted against their own right, that voted against their best interest? Why should I save you? You couldn't even save you. Why do we always have to speak up and fight for somebody? Y'all don't fight for us. Then this is coming from a community with a documented history of disliking black people. No shade. Like, the colorism, the texturism, the me no black, me no black, me no black, me no black. The Hispanic woman coming on the internet unprovoked being like, oh, that's why your men don't like you. Not saying that y'all deserve to get deported, but the man told y'all that this was going to happen. We told y'all that this was going to happen. Other Hispanic people told you that this was going to happen. Now it's happening. Now everybody got a fucking Pikachu face. He's been saying this since 2016. This is not new information. He been deporting people. Been deporting y'all since 2016. This is his third campaign too. This is his third time running for president. Second time winning. I don't know what y'all was expecting to be different from this time, when every single time he tells y'all exactly what he's gonna do, and y'all listen and y'all fall for it. I don't know why y'all thought because y'all got papers y'all were different. You're not different. You're not different. He hates everyone who's not a white man. White man. So yeah, no shade. Stop asking where my black ass is and where my community is. We in the house. We're resting. Black people, do you hear this? We are resting. We are not fighting for anyone who actively won't fight for themselves, because that be the problem. Y'all want us to do all the fighting and then y'all just reap the benefits. You're not reaping nothing from my black ass anymore. Thank you.
Let me just say that for all the Latinos for Trump that tienen el nopalote en la frente, that thought that they weren't going to be affected by the chaos that he's causing, good luck, because now, thanks to racial profiling, I hope they detain y'all. Para que vean lo que se siente. That's what y'all get for turning your back on our community.
Anyways, welcome back, guys. And you guys have heard every single thing that a lot of people are able to pass down the message for them. Where was all the vibes of I will vote? Hey, vote Donald Trump. Where was that vibe? Now at least I should be expecting them to come outside now to be singing, I love Donald Trump. Because yes, they wanted to make Americans great again. They wanted the black folks to actually see that no matter what you are going to say, we don't give a damn about you. Stop educating us. We are going to be voting, vote Donald Trump. And he is showing them what it means to make America great again. So when they are crying, I feel so happy. In fact, that is why I'm actually bringing the video here, because I love to see people regret when they are literally alive, to see what they have actually used their hands to create. And my prayer for them is for them to live long and prosper, so that they will really see what I will vote Donald Trump. A lot of them thought that they were not ever going to get deported. A lot of them thought that they have every single hope that the orange man will actually make things better for them. But now they are not only finding out in the hard stage, they are in a deep reality of the F around and find out. Now I need to add F around and find out in pains, in sorrow. So they want black people to come out. They want black people to help them. They want black people to show face. They want black people to support them. They want black people to protect. Like, when you were actually casting your vote, did you actually call black people? Did you inform them that I am going to vote Donald Trump? Did you inform them that every single thing you people are telling me, I don't care? See, this is a typical example of karma. And I can't help but I'm so happy, I'm so excited about Latinos, especially the Cubans. Anyways, if you're a black person, will you start running helter-skelter because you want to save them? I want to know in the comment section, what do you think about this video? Let me know as well in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with that being said, I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Please, I beg you, wish them congratulations in the comment section, because we will vote Donald Trump. I love you guys from the depth of my heart. Mwah.